I walked into my own living room and froze. My wife, Clara, was tangled in the arms of my coworker, Derek, on our couch. My heart stopped. They didn't even notice me. The room spun as I clutched the grocery bags, milk cartons sweating in my hands. How could she do this? In our home? What would you do if you caught your spouse cheating right in front of you? My name's Ethan Caldwell, a 34-year-old mechanic from Boise, Idaho. I'm no hero, just a guy who fixes cars and pays bills. Clara and I have been married for 7 years. 7 years of late-night talks, shared dreams, and promises. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. I worked long hours at the shop to save for a house. She said she loved my dedication. Apparently, she loved Derek's too. It was June 12, 2025, a muggy Thursday evening. I'd left work early, excited to surprise Clara with her favorite ice cream. The shop was slow, so I figured, why not? I imagined her smile, the way her eyes lit up when I did something sweet. Instead, I got this. Derek's hands on her, her laughter filling the air. My home. I stood there, invisible. The grocery bag slipped from my hands. A milk carton burst on the floor, splattering white across the hardwood. That's when they saw me. Clara gasped, shoving Derek away. Ethan, it's not what it looks like. Her voice cracked, desperate. Derek scrambled to his feet, adjusting his shirt. Man, let's talk, he stammered. Talk? I wanted to punch him. I didn't. I just stared, my chest tight, my throat burning. Clara's face was a mix of guilt and panic. She reached for me, but I stepped back. How long? I asked, my voice low, barely holding it together. She didn't answer. Derek mumbled something about just a mistake. A mistake? You don't accidentally end up half naked on someone's couch. The worst part? I knew Derek. We weren't friends, but we worked together at Riley's auto shop. He was the new guy, always bragging about his sales bonuses. I'd invited him to our barbecue last month. He ate my burgers, laughed with my wife, and now this. The betrayal cut deeper than I could process. My home felt like a crime scene. I turned and walked out. Clara called after me, her voice shrill. Ethan, please, let me explain. Explain what? That she'd been lying to my face? That my coworker was her type now? I got in my truck, slammed the door, and drove. No destination, just away. The Boise streets blurred past, neon signs mocking me with their normalcy. I ended up at a gas station, sitting in my truck, replaying it all. The way her hair fell over his shoulder. The way they didn't even hear me come in. My phone buzzed Clara, calling nonstop. I ignored it. Then a text from Derek. I'm sorry, man. It just happened. Just happened. Rage boiled in me. I wanted to smash something, anything. Instead, I sat there, numb. My life was unraveling, and I didn't know what to do next. I thought about our wedding day, how Clara looked in her dress, how I promised to protect her. What a joke. Now I was the fool, betrayed in my own house. I needed answers, but more than that, I needed a plan. Something to make them feel this pain. That's when I remembered the company picnic this weekend. The whole shop would be their bosses, co-workers, families. Clara was supposed to come. So was Derek. An idea sparked, dark and sharp. I wasn't going to let this slide. They thought they could humiliate me? Fine. I'd show them humiliation. But how far would I go? What would you do to make a cheater pay? I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white. Clara's texts lit up my phone, each one a lie. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. A mistake? You don't trip and fall in the betrayal. My blood boiled. I was Ethan Caldwell, the idiot, who trusted her. But no more, I'd make them regret this. At the company picnic, in front of everyone. What would you do to ruin a cheater's day? I drove to a dive bar on the edge of Boise, the kind where nobody asks questions. The neon sign flickered, buzzing like my thoughts. Inside, the air smelled of stale beer and regret. I ordered a whiskey, my hands shaking. The bartender, a guy with a gray beard, raised an eyebrow. Rough night? He asked. I laughed bitterly. You could say that. My phone kept buzzing. Clara, Derek, even my sister Lena, texting, where are you? I ignored them all. I wasn't ready to talk, not until I had a plan. The company picnic was in 2 days Saturday, June 14, 2025. Riley's auto shop went all out. Food, music, families. Clara would be there, playing the perfect wife. Derek, The charming jerk would be shaking hands. Not if I could help it. Sip the whiskey, the burn matching my rage. An idea hit me, sharp and vicious. The shop had a group chat for announcements. Everyone was in it, mechanics, sales guys, even the owner, Mr. Riley. What if I exposed him there? A screenshot, a text, something undeniable. But I needed proof, something that would hit like a sledgehammer. I wasn't just going to cry and move on. I wanted them to feel this. I left the bar and drove to my buddy Nate's place. Nate was a tech guy, always tinkering with gadgets. If anyone could help, it was him. His apartment smelled like coffee and solder. "Ethan, you look like death," he said, opening the door. I told him everything. Clara, Derek, the couch. His jaw dropped. "She did what? In your house?" I nodded, my throat tight. Nate didn't hesitate. "We'll get proof," he said, cracking his knuckles. He pulled out his laptop, eyes gleaming. "You got security cameras at home?" My heart skipped. I did a cheap system I'd installed last year after a break-in scare. I'd forgotten about it. Clara probably had too. "Check the footage," Nate said. "If they were that careless, it's on there." I logged into the camera app on my phone, hands trembling. There it was. Time-stamped, June 12, 2025, 6:43 p.m. Clara and Derek, clear as day on my couch. My stomach churned. I wanted to vomit, but I also wanted to scream in triumph. Evidence, undeniable, disgusting evidence. Nate whistled. "Man, that's cold." "What's the plan?" I grinned, a dark edge to it, humiliation. The next morning, I called in sick to work. Couldn't face Derek's smug face. Instead, I planned. The group chat was my weapon, but timing was everything. Post too early, they'd wiggle out. Too late, I'd miss the crowd. Saturday, during Mr. Riley's speech, when everyone was watching, that's when I'd strike. I'd share the video, let the shop see who Derek really was. And Clara, she'd be exposed too, but doubt crept in. What if this backfired? What if I looked like the jealous fool? Clara could spin it, play the victim. Derek could charm his way out. I needed more, something to seal their fate. Then it hit. Emmy, Clara's phone. She was careless, always leaving it unlocked. If I could get it, I'd find texts, photos, proof of how long this had been going on. But how? Sneak into my own house? Confront her? I drove home, heart pounding. Clara was at work. She managed a coffee shop downtown. The house was empty, but it felt wrong, like I was the intruder. I grabbed her phone from the kitchen counter. No password, just like I thought. Text from Derek flooded the screen. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My vision blurred with rage. 7 months. They'd been at it for 7 months. I forwarded the text to myself, then deleted the evidence from her phone. My hands shook with adrenaline. This was it, my ammunition. Saturday would be their reckoning, but as I left, a new fear hit me. What if Clara suspected I knew? What if she got to me first? How? Far would you go to protect your revenge? My heart raced as I clutched Clara's phone, the screen glowing with her betrayal. 7 months of lies. How could I be so blind? I wanted to scream, to shatter something, but I held it together. Saturday's picnic was my moment. I'd expose Clara and Derek to the whole shop, let them choke on their shame. But could I pull it off? What would you do with proof this raw? Back at Nate's, we watched the security footage again. Every frame burned. Clara's laugh, Derek's smirked, was a knife in my gut. Nate leaned back, eyes wide. "This is brutal, Ethan. You sure about this?" was I. Humiliating them felt right, but it also felt like stepping off a cliff. No turning back. I nodded. They deserve it. Friday morning, June 13th, 2025, I woke up on Nate's couch, my neck stiff, my mind buzzing. Clara had texted again. "Where are you? I'm worried." Worried? What a joke! She wasn't worried when she was sneaking around with Derek. I didn't reply. Let her squirm. I spent the day prepping, saving screenshots of their texts, backing up the video. My anger fueled me, but fear gnawed at the edges. What if they turned this on me? I drove to the shop to grab my tools, avoiding Derek, but there he was, leaning against my workbench, all smiles. "Ethan, you okay? Heard you were sick." His voice was smooth, like he hadn't been in my house, on my couch with my wife. I wanted to deck him. Instead, I muttered, "Fine," and grabbed my stuff. His eyes lingered, suspicious. Did he know I knew? That afternoon, I met Lena at a diner. My sister could read me like a book. You look awful, she said, stirring her coffee. I spilled everything, Clara, Derek, the plan. Her jaw dropped. Ethan, that's nuclear. You're gonna show that video at the picnic? I nodded, my stomach twisting. They humiliated me, Lena. I'm just returning the favor. She frowned. Be careful. This could blow up in your face. Her words stuck with me. Blow up how? I've been so focused on revenge. I hadn't thought about the fallout. Would Mr. Riley fire me for causing a scene? Would Clara spin some sob story? I'd push the doubts down. No, they pay. I'd make sure of it. But then my phone buzzed a call from an unknown number. I ignored it. It called again. And again. I answered, my voice sharp. Who is this? A low chuckle came through. Ethan, you're smarter than you look. My blood ran cold. It was Derek. Not his usual cocky tone. This was darker, threatening. Stay out of my business, he said, or you'll regret it. He hung up. My hand shook. How did he get this number? A burner phone? Was he watching me? Panic hit? Did he know about the video? Had Clara tipped him off? I checked her phone, still in my pocket. No new text to Derek, but there was. One from her boss. Take tomorrow off. You seem stressed. Stress? She was playing the victim already. I wanted to confront her, but Nate's warning echoed. Don't tip your hand. I had to stay calm, stay smart. I spent the night at Nate's, barely sleeping. Every creak made me jump. Was Derek following me? Was Clara planning something? My mind spun with worst-case scenarios. By morning, I was a wreck, but the picnic was hours away. I dressed in my best shirt, like armor for battle. The video was ready, the text saved. I'd upload them to the group chat during Mr. Riley's speech when all eyes were on him. His eye. Drove to the park, my phone buzzed again. Another unknown number. A text this time. You don't know what you're starting. Back off. My heart pounded. Derek again? Or something worse? I gripped the wheel, anger drowning my fear. They thought they could scare me? No way. I was done being the fool. But what was Derek planning? How would you handle a threat like that? I pulled into the park, my heart hammering like a piston. The company picnic was in full swing, kids screaming, burgers sizzling, music blaring. Clara was there, laughing with coworkers' wives, playing the perfect spouse. Derek stood by the grill, all charm, shaking hands. My stomach churned. They thought they'd won? Not today. I had the video, the text, the truth. But what was Derek's threat about? What would you do if your enemy was one step ahead? I clutched my phone, the group chat open, my thumb hovering over send. Mr. Riley's speech was minutes away. The plan was simple. Expose them mid-toast. Let the shop see their betrayal. But that text, you don't know what you're starting, gnawed at me. Derek knew something. I scanned the crowd, my eyes locking on him. He smirked, raising a beer. Was he taunting me? Then chaos hit. A woman I didn't know stormed across the grass, her face red, her voice shrill. Derek, you liar, she screamed, shoving him. The crowd froze, burgers dropped, kids stopped running. She was in her 30s, blonde, furious, clutching a phone like a weapon. You told me you were single. My jaw dropped. Who was she? Another mistress? Clara's face went pale. The woman Lila. I later learned it threw her phone at Derek. It hit his chest and clattered to the ground. Explain? That to your wife, she yelled. Wife, my brain spun. Derek wasn't married. Unless, was she talking about Clara? I stepped closer, pulse racing. Lila turned to the crowd, tears streaming. He's been cheating on me for months. With her. She pointed at Clara. Gasps rippled through the picnic. Clara stammered. I don't know her. But her voice cracked, guilty. Derek tried to grab Lila, arm, hissing. Calm down. She yanked away. Don't touch me. You played us both. My mind reeled. Both? Derek was cheating on Clara too. The irony hit like a punch. My wife, the cheater, got cheated on. I almost laughed, but then Lila's eyes landed on me. You're Ethan, right? She said, storming over. I froze. How did she know me? He bragged about taking your wife, she spat. Said you were too clueless to notice. The crowd murmured, staring. My face burned. Clueless? That stung. But Lila wasn't done. Check your phone. I sent you something. Sent me something? When? How? I opened my text. Unknown number. A video. Time stamped last night. Derek and Lila at a bar, him whispering, Clara's just a fling. Ethan's a nobody. My blood boiled. A nobody? I gripped my phone so hard it hurt. Lila glared at Derek. Tell them, she shouted. He looked trapped, his charm gone. Clara was crying now, mascara streaking. Good Doc Mr. Riley stepped forward, his face stern. What's going on here? He demanded. This was at my moment. I could upload my video, expose Clara and Derek, and let Lila's bombshell bury them deeper. But something stopped me. Lila's video was already out there, burning them. Did I need to add mine? Or was there a better way to twist the knife? Then my phone buzzed again. Another text from the unknown number. Don't post anything. Meet me by the trees. Now. My heart skipped. Derek? Lila? Someone else? I glanced at the crowd. Clara sobbing. Derek cornered, Lila raging. The picnic was a circus, and I was the ringmaster. But who was pulling my strings? I headed for the trees. My gut screaming danger. Was this a trap? What would you do if you were walking into an ambush? I crept toward the trees, my heart pounding like a jackhammer. The picnic's chaos faded behind me, Clara's sobs, Lila's screams, Derek stammering. That text, meet me by the trees, now, felt like a lure. Was it Derek ready? To fight? Lila, with more dirt? Or someone else entirely? My phone burned in my hand, the video still unposted. What would you do if you sensed a trap, but had to know the truth? The park's edge was quiet, shadows dancing under the pines. I scanned for movement, my breath shallow. Ethan, a voice hissed. I spun around. There stood Mr. Riley, my boss. His face hard as stone. My stomach dropped. Why him? You're stirring up trouble, he said, stepping closer. That video you've got? Don't post it. How did he know? My skin crawled. I squared my shoulders, anger flaring. Why not? They deserve it. Riley's eyes narrowed. You think this is just about you. Derek's my top salesman. He brings in half our revenue. You air that filth. The shop takes a hit. I blinked, stunned. Was he protecting Derek? My wife's lover? You're joking, I spat. You cover for him? Riley didn't flinch. Business is business. Then it hit me like a brick. The late night meetings, Derek's bonuses, Riley's pats on his back. Were they in on something? My mind raced back. Derek always had cash. New watches, fancy lunches. Was he skimming? Laundering? I gripped my phone tighter. What's Derek got on you? I asked, voice low. Riley's jaw twitched. Bingo. I'd struck a nerve. Suddenly, footsteps crunched behind me. I turned, and there was Clara, eyes red, face streaked with tears. Ethan, stop this, she cried. You're ruining everything. Ruining everything. She'd ruined us. I laughed, bitter and sharp. You cheated, Clara, with that snake. She flinched, then whispered, I know. But there's more. You don't understand. More? My head spun. What now? Clara stepped closer, her voice shaking. Derek's not just... He's dangerous. He's got dirt on Riley. On the shop. My jaw dropped. Dirt? Like what? Embezzlement? Worse? Riley. Cut in. Enough, Clara. But she kept going. If you post that video, Derek will burn us all down. He's not who you think. My anger faltered. Was she scared? Or playing me again? I glanced at Riley, then Clara. The trees felt like walls closing in. My plan exposed them, humiliate them was crumbling. Derek wasn't just a cheater. He was a threat. But how deep did? This go, I needed answers. Talk, I said to Clara, my voice cold. She hesitated, then spilled. He's been fudging sales numbers. Taking kickbacks. Riley knows. Riley's face went white. I was floored. My coworker, my wife's lover, was a crook. And my boss was complicit. Fury surged back. They'd all played me, Clara, Derek, Riley. I wasn't just a cheated husband. I was a pawn in their game. But I still had the video, the text, Lila's bombshell. I could take them all down. Or could I? What if Derek's burn meant more than just scandal? My phone buzzed again. Another unknown text. Leave now. Or you're done. My pulse spiked. Derek was close. Watching. I scanned the trees, seeing nothing but shadows. Clara grabbed my arm. Ethan, please, run. Run. For my own revenge? No way. But Riley's glare, Clara's fear, it shook. Me, was I in over my head? What would you do if the truth was bigger than your payback? I stood among the trees, Clara's hand on my arm, Riley's glare burning into me. My phone vibrated with Derek's threat. Leave now, or you're done. Done? I was done being their fool. My wife, my boss, my coworker, they'd all betrayed. Me, the video in my pocket could ruin them. But was it worth the risk? What would you do when the truth could destroy everything? I yanked my arm free from Clara. You're scared of Derek? I snapped. Good. You should be. Her eyes widened, pleading. Ethan, he's unhinged. He'll hurt us. Hurt us? My rage flared. She'd slept with him, lied to me, and now played victim? I turned to Riley. And you? Covering for her. Crook, pathetic. His face reddened, but he said nothing. Guilty. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the trees. Derek emerged, his smirk gone, eyes cold. You're a problem, Ethan, he said, voice low. My heart raced. He stepped closer, a glint. A metal in his hand. A knife? My stomach dropped. This wasn't just a scandal, it was dangerous. Drop the phone, he ordered. Clara gasped. Riley backed away. I was alone. I gripped my phone, my only weapon. The video, the text, Lila's outburst, everything was there. One tap, and the shop's group chat would see it all. Derek lunged, grabbing for it. I dodged, adrenaline surging. You're done, Derek, I yelled, hitting send. The video uploaded, pinging every phone at the picnic. Gasps echoed from the crowd. Gotcha. Derek roared, swinging at me. I stumbled, pain exploding in my jaw. Clara screamed, stop! But he didn't. The crowd was running toward us now, phones out, recording. Lila's voice cut through. That's him, the liar. Derek froze, realizing he was trapped. His knife dropped. Mr. Riley shouted, call the police. My plan had worked too well. Cops arrived in minutes, cuffing Derek as he cursed my name. The picnic was chaos, coworkers whispering, Clara sobbing, Lila triumphant. My phone buzzed with notifications. The group chat was on fire. Is this real? Clara and Derek? Riley knew. I'd exposed them all. But as Derek was dragged away, he glared at me. This isn't over, he hissed. Chills ran down my spine. Clara fell to her knees, begging, Ethan, I'm sorry. I was scared. Scared? I laughed, bitter and loud. You made your choice, Clara. Live with it. I walked away, her cries fading. Riley tried to stop me. Ethan, we can fix this. Fix it? You're fired, I said, tossing my shop badge at his feet. I was done with his corrupt game. I drove to Nate's, my jaw throbbing, my heart lighter. The video had gone viral in the chat, spreading the Boise's gossip mill. By night, Clara's coffee shop fired her for the scandal. Riley's shop was under investigation, kickbacks confirmed. Derek faced charges, not just for assault, but for fraud. Me? I was free. Broke, bruised, but free. I sat on Nate's couch, whiskey in hand, watching the sunset. I'd lost my wife, my job, my trust, but I gained something better, myself. I posted one last message to the group chat. Truth hurts. I'm out. Then I blocked them all. A new life waited. No more lies. No more games, but would Derek's threat haunt me? What would you do with a fresh start? That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.